How's it going, all you beautiful people out there in the wolf pack? Chris here, and hope you guys are staying safe, staying tactical, and let's get into the video. So, what are we talking about today? So, today we're going to get into shotguns, and I know if you guys are longtime subscribers, you guys have seen in past videos where, excuse me, that where I've talked about shotguns before. I love shotguns, semi-automatic, pump, I love them all. And this one that, what we're going to talk about today is kind of a new one, but, I've had it for a little while, but, it's new as far as like experience wise. So I've always wanted an AR style, 12 gauge shotgun. And so that's why today we are talking about the Panzer Arms Mag 12. And this thing, just look at that Cerakote job. That thing is absolutely awesome. And I love the gold accents, and just it is absolutely awesome. Now this thing, it is 12 gauge, and it takes up to 3-inch shell, so 2 3/4 3-inch, that you can use either one. And it does come with two of these nice metal mags, 5 rounders, and I haven't had any issues with them. They seem to work pretty well. I've never really um, had too much experience with Panzer Arms, but I believe, if I remember correctly, that they are a Turkish company. Uh, and honestly, I haven't had any issues so far, but that's just my limited experience I've had, with this company. And honestly, it seems extremely well made. So, it just honestly, this thing is heavy. Like, it, it's kind of similar to an AR, standard AR controls that you got your oversized mag release, uh, charging handle, and just like an AR, that you got your safety and your bolt release. But honestly, it's very, very nice and well made for the price. I believe I picked it up for, I think it was around 400 or 500 bucks. But just obviously the Cerakote is what got me attracted to it. But and it does come with standard, flip up sights, and it does have full length Picatinny. Well, not exactly full length, but they got this slender hand guard right here, this section, and I actually really like this. I think this is very nice, very comfortable. And then you got your continued Picatinny points up at the front, and you do have QD points on both sides, and you do have like a little hook here too, and on the very end you do have some more QD points on both sides. But you got a nice Picatinny to where you want to throw an optic on. Honestly, I'm not big on optics, but I'm getting there. And but you do have plenty of real estate to put whatever optics you want on it. And honestly, it's not that bad of a shotgun. It's actually runs pretty smooth. I haven't had any issues with it, even though I don't know if it's just because it's an AR style 12 gauge or what, but the recoil on this is pretty stout for a 12 gauge. But I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just my experience, but I mean, it's not terrible, but it's pretty stout. But honestly, but it's very smooth. Like, the action is very, very smooth, and the trigger, that is actually not bad. That there's no like take up or anything. It's just straight wall, a little bit of pressure, and that's it. Like, it's actually not a bad trigger at all. But honestly, I think this is, for the money, that because especially the Terran Tactical stuff like that, they're pretty expensive. And looking at it on the budget end, that honestly this would not be a bad entry level you know option. and very, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could use this for, a home defense. I mean, it's not a bad option, but I don't know. I feel if you was wanting something like this for home defense, that I don't know. I honestly would rather have one of my other 12 gauges, but I mean, that's just me. And but it's not bad, standard capacity, 5 round mags, and they're, easy to change. And I do like the little skeletonized look that they went for here. But I mean, it is a very nice, well-made shotgun. But other than the weight, it's very nice, and I love the slick handguard right here to get, a good, purchase on it, anywhere. But just, it's not too bad of a shotgun, honestly. And for the price, I mean, you can't really beat it. It does come with a couple other chokes that honestly I haven't played around with yet, but you know, it's not bad. The grip's comfortable, and it's a very, very nice, shotgun, other than the weight. But I mean, that's just me, you know, and yeah, I think it's a very nice budget option. And obviously, look at that Cerakote. That thing is just pretty. That honestly, the main reason why I got this shotgun was because of the Cerakote, and I think it was just done very, very beautifully. And I love the gold accents. It just makes it pop. But definitely turns heads at the range that when I bring this out, and it just runs very smooth. I haven't had any hiccups. I've run high brass, low brass, target loads, and I haven't had any issues with it. But I do notice that I have a very pretty decent collection of Turkish made not just shotguns, but just guns, period. And a lot of good stuff coming out of Turkey, that just they make some pretty good firearms. But let me know what you guys think of the Mag 12. Would you guys buy one, or would you guys pass? Honestly, not bad, especially for the price. Now, I mean, I would love to have, some other AR style 12 gauges, but that's not a bad start, especially entry level. And yeah, some of the other ones are pretty pricey. But whether it's semi-automatic, pump, just you have to have at least a 12 gauge, in my opinion. Whether that be pump, semi, I mean, either or. Even though, perspectively looking, that you can't beat a pump 12 gauge. You can't. Because regardless, they're going to work. But that's just my humble opinion. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Please leave a like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to get to that 100 subscribers, so if you guys could help me out, it would be greatly appreciated. And I hope you guys stay safe, stay tactical, and I'll see you in the next one.